Y'all doing today? Now, today I'm back here on some World War II, and honestly, this is something that I haven't played in a minute. One of the main reasons I really wanted to go back to World War II instead of actually playing newer Call of Duties and stuff. Other than this, it was one of my favorite Call of Duties. I know it was like such a slow-paced game compared to a lot of the newer Call of Duties, but for me, this was just one of the most fun times I actually had in the Call of Duty time. I don't know if because this was like one of the last Call of Duties before they started really pushing that skill-based matchmaking thing, from what I remember. Now, I could be wrong and just be remembering it wrong, but I don't know if it was either that or it could have been the fact that I honestly just didn't play. I just had more memories with this because I feel like I've actually put way more hours in on this game, or I don't know what it could be. But at the end of the day, this Call of Duty has been one of my favorite Call of Duties as long as I've been playing Call of Duties. And that is an opinion that most people will sit there and say they don't understand, because this is a Call of Duty that most people do not like that. Because I really do not understand the fun that I have on this, even though it is hectic as heck. And yes, I am just playing Shipment, honestly. And a lot of people will be like, well, why are you playing Shipment when you could be playing something else if you like this Call of Duty so much? This Shipment also is one of my favorite Shipments, too. I really don't understand why I like this Call of Duty so much more than all the other Call of Duties, but this one was one of my favorite Call of Duties. If you ever have like a stomach ache or something, so you drink some like ginger ale or Coca-Cola, or getting that nauseating feeling, that Coca-Cola and ginger ale and stuff is like that drink that I would say, or soda or whatever you call it. I say it's that drink that will make your stomach most of the time feel better, unless you just really do not like Coke. I would prefer Dr. Pepper most of the time for a drink that I want to drink. Call of Duty, I love Call of Duty. I have hated Call of Duty for a while, but honestly, I'll sit here and say I like Call of Duty a lot more when it's like older Call of Duties. The newer ones tend to really pee me off a lot because I don't know if skill-based matchmaking has just ruined it, or if it's just how gaming is today because of how, since I will honestly say, since Fortnite came out and the bigger streamers and all this and that, everybody's just trying to be the next big streamer or the next big gamer, this or that in every game now, it seems like. Honestly, I love this Call of Duty. But what my hopes are, one day that Call of Duty will actually bring back, or my biggest hopes is that I hope that Call of Duty actually gets to the point to where that it actually becomes one game, where there's no more Call of Duty names. That, what I mean by that is like another Modern Warfare, another World War II, another Black Ops, another this or that. I hope that like one day they actually bring in Call of Duty and just call it Call of Duty. Because if they actually had just a Call of Duty, and this is what I mean by what they should do, because if they bring in Call of Duty and then they just call it Call of Duty, and instead of continuously bringing in another game every year, I feel like even if you have to pay for it, that one more Call of Duty, if you had to pay for it, that's one thing. It'd be awesome just to have that one last Call of Duty, and it be called Call of Duty. And that Call of Duty would have every map, everything, and like every gun, every map, everything that you could think of. And I'm talking about even these guns from World War II to Modern Warfare to whatever you want to call it. The style that each game has. And also, like, say if you have a certain skin, a certain operator, a certain bundle, and maps as well, it'd be real nice to also have every variation of a map too, because I feel like COD Mobile actually does it very good in my opinion. Because if COD Mobile can have pretty much 5 different versions of Shipment or Nuketown or this or that, I think that's what they should do. Is like, if you have Shipment, then that could be a playlist. Every map could be a certain playlist, honestly. Because if they have several different variations of the map, because like all the variations of Shipment, that'd be nice to have. All the variations of Nuketown, that'd be nice to have. So on and so forth. Even if they didn't put it all into one like playlist that you could play, I still feel like that'd be nice to have, because you don't have to worry about. I know this sounds stupid, but this kind of that, even my old clan tag at BDSM, yes, it is kind of vulgar and stuff, but that's the kind of stuff I do really miss. Just being able to have stupid stuff in here like that, having my own like pictures that I made. I don't know. It would just be cool to have a bunch of stuff that like a lot this Call of Duty has, in my opinion, just for the at least the being able to create your own emblems, being able to create your own clan tag and have fun with it. And if I could quit getting stunned for 5 seconds. A lot of people, they'll probably be like, why would you want a Call of Duty with everything in there? Bro, imagine though all the types of gameplays that there would be. Like you would it wouldn't be boring ever. Imagine like all the types of fighting styles that you could run across. At the same time, people would always try to find the next meta and this and that. But at the same time, that's just going to be every game. Because, like, imagine having all the operators that you ever have owned into one game. That's one thing that I will still always compare 98% of the games to Fortnite when it comes down to longevity and stuff like that. Because Fortnite will honestly, because I sit there and spent the money on, that's the thing about Fortnite. Because from day one till now, everything that I have ever bought, purchased, or earned in that game actually have took the time to get. I still have. And still get on today and use the skins that I unlocked in season 1 or season 2, whatever season I first started. If I didn't earn it, okay, but at the same time, I have all the skins, all the operators and or weapon stuff that I've ever actually gotten from Fortnite. Yes, the maps have changed, yes, the guns have changed, yes, this and that has changed, but I still have the stuff that I once did buy and I once earned. Even if they don't keep the same guns, I still feel like they should keep the same maps, honestly, because there's so many different maps that people would love to have. Which, that's why I say keep the same guns, but like you can, if they want to, can bring it back to like how these old guns used to be. All the guns used to be hit scan and stuff, or they can make it to where like they have bullet drop and all this and that, however they want to do it. But at the same time, however they do it, that's how like every gun should be. And I knew that's a lot of work, honestly, but that would be the one last Call of Duty that they ever would have to work on if they had one Call of Duty and had all their teams just working on that one Call of Duty at all times. Never trying to make another one. No, one person will be better than the other or this or that. Have Raven, have Activision, have this, have that, Sledgehammer and everything. Just trying to work together. And stunned left and right. Yeah, and I'll never say I was the best at any certain Call of Duty or anything, but I still will say I had more fun playing this Call of Duty versus any other Call of Duty. On the other side, I did have more fun probably playing Black Ops 2, but at the same... Also, this was, I think, one of the last things about this game versus a lot of the other stuff on these newer CODs. The FOVs was so small, but everybody ended up playing the same FOV is the thing. Like, no one was playing anything different.
We have fire superior enemy contact at enemy recon aircraft in the air. Enemy recon aircraft in the air.
And this is a very unpopular opinion, probably, like, in wanting to have a Call of Duty, just one more Call of Duty. And yes, they could still keep Warzone. Yes, they could keep all the stuff that they've been doing, like that. I feel like that would be just very helpful in my opinion. Just one last Call of Duty. And if they are still wanting to come out with a new Call of Duty every year, do the campaign. And do a new campaign every year. Because the campaign, that is, in my opinion, is where it needs the most work. If they could come out with a new campaign every year, but focus on making it, instead of a 2 or 3 hour playthrough, make it at least a minimum 10 hours, I would say. Because imagine being able to play just straight up a good campaign, and that is worth the time and the money that you spent. Because honestly, today that is one of the biggest reasons why I still buy the newest Call of Duties, other than being left out. Because honestly, I haven't bought any of the new Call of Duties, and it's not really because I don't want to play the new Call of Duty. It's just that I don't really see no point in it when all these games are pretty much the same. Yes, the movement is different and this and that from the past couple Call of Duties, but at the same time, because the Call of Duties, the movements are different and all this and that. But I'd prefer to still play the older Call of Duties because the movement still feels like it feels good to me. The gunplay and all this and that. Even if I do get trashed on, I still have more fun playing this. And I can't compare my plays to Warzone or anything because I don't really play Warzone. I've tried it. I've played it when it very first came out, like back in 2019, 18, 17, I don't know. Whenever it first came out, and I literally played over 250 matches, probably more than that. I'm just saying a rough estimate, and I still got my tail end kick. I'm gonna just see if I can snipe. I doubt I can. Watch me get hit markers galore though, or just not even be able to because of the way people play. That, and it took them forever to finally bring back the prestige system, honestly. And like Modern Warfare, the last Call of Duty that I really played, Modern Warfare 2 or 3, that one didn't have prestige, honestly. It didn't feel like there was no reason to actually want to level up or anything, in my opinion. It was just like, I'll play and level your guns up. Like, even if I didn't play up my guns, it still felt good to have a higher level than I am. Yeah, I shouldn't be sniping. I should be questioning what am I doing with this. I really suck. If they actually, being all real and everything, if they came out with one more Call of Duty that had everything that you could ever want, every skin, every operator, every gun, every map, everything that you could ever ask for, and then they just work on that Call of Duty for the rest of its existence, that would be way better than you could, I feel like, than anybody could ever ask for, because that's just how, like, Fortnite is. Everything that you've ever owned, and also the fact that you're able to use stuff that you bought from day one till even to now. And I'm gonna switch. I might still get my butt handed to me, but I'll be able to pick up a few more kills than if I was to keep sniping. And if you don't agree with me, I do understand, because a lot of people there, they kind of get, they like the having to buy the next Call of Duty every time. I do know that they're doing, like, from Modern Warfare 2, you was able to buy from Modern Warfare 2 to Modern Warfare 3, like all the operators and stuff, but like, who knows about this next Call of Duty, because it's supposed to be set back in 1970 something, the wars and stuff. It's supposed to be set back in the day. Man, why am I, what's going on? And then, like, campaign, that'd be, because if they would actually fix the campaign, though, and make a good campaign every year, it would be worth actually buying another Call of Duty, even if you didn't want to just play the multiplayer or this or that. Say, if they did, let's say if we live in a world where they actually have a Call of Duty that is just one Call of Duty. Yeah, let's say we live in a world where there is actually only one Call of Duty left, and they actually keep updating this one Call of Duty, keep making it better and this and that. Yes, it might be the biggest Call of Duty ever, but it would be a better Call of Duty, honestly. But they would live in this world. So if you are living in this world,
Eliminate the enemy team.
if they want to come out with a new Call of Duty every year, come out with honestly, I'll say just come out with the campaign every year. Just come out with the new story missions and everything, because that'll just, honestly, I enjoy the campaign, and there'll be so many people probably still want to buy it, especially if it's worth money instead of just something happening, instead of making, because if you're sitting there, they sit there and make a Call of Duty or a campaign that was actually worth the $60 to $70, $80 that you may be spending on the game, I could really see people not minding to spend the money on the campaign every year,
Enemy recon aircraft observed.
because it's like another story game that most people actually kind of want, especially like me. I love the shooting games, but at the same time, I would like to have a story game come out more often, even if they don't have it more in depth of things that could possibly happen. It would still be nice to be able to see the types of, or make it longer, so that it'll feel like it's worth coming out and actually playing. Then I ask also, what about zombies? Zombies, I feel they should do the same as what I was talking about with the multiplayer. Because if they did one map like Call of Duty, all of them, yes, I think they do have one of them. I think that was the old zombies. I'm talking about like one zombies, even with the newer zombie stuff that they have gotten lately. Even if the new movement and all this and that, just imagine like playing the older Call of Duty maps, zombie maps, with the new type of movement, being able to see what kind of records could be broken today. Each type of, it would be different game modes. It wouldn't just be one type of game mode all the time. If you wanted to play Call of Duty, a type of zombie, if you wanted to go back to Outlaws and Modern Warfare 2 or Modern Warfare 3, yeah, go ahead. That'll be a different mode. Or even Cold War. going back to Onslaught, or going back to some of those older maps just in general, or playing those game modes that were, it looked like the Battle Royale map, pretty much, where imagine having a game mode like round base. Me and my buddies are over here playing round base zombies with all these other old maps and newer maps and stuff that they could be doing. And imagine doing a newer call with this new area. They could be making 3 different games a year if they wanted to, honestly, or at least 3 different games at a time, or in that one game, because they already technically got 4 if you think about it. Because Warzone, they got a bunch of different modes in Warzone. They got Rebirth. I can't think of everything. I'm just trying to think of when from last I played it. They got the main Warzone map. They got plunders. They got so on and so forth, other types of stuff. Just imagine being it's the same kind of concept, being able to, or because multiplayer has a bunch of different playlists of different game modes. They even have war mode that you can keep playing if you wanted to, and also they have. My brain's leaving me. Because like in Zombies, it has several different game modes as well. And then just imagine being able to play all the game modes as well. Remember Modern Warfare 3, it didn't have all that. And then DMZ, that if you're a DMZ player instead. I don't know if they still have that or not, honestly. But imagine being a DMZ player and still being able to just play DMZ and stuff. Those game modes that you have to exfil and stuff. I want to try a different gun. Yeah, because if they had a zombies to where you, and they keep it updated is the thing, is what I'm saying. They keep updating it. They don't just bring it out and then just stop updating it. They bring it out. Last Zombies, the thing they need to bring out, and then they just keep on bringing new maps. They keep bringing new things that they could bring. Each game mode will, they'll have different game modes that they'll have double, I can't even think of what it's called. They'll have guards, they'll have this, they'll have that. Certain game modes be round based. Certain game modes will be the same way with you wanted to play the open map kind of game mode, whatever that's called. What is it called? If you want to play the Call of Duty or something that has a Warzone map or something, where it goes by the storm and how you only have a certain amount of time to play, or this that. If you imagine the amount of camos that you would be getting in that, and that you would be able to keep too. You grind it all for all these camos, all these things, and you'd be able to keep them. All these weapon masteries and all this and that. Have it to where you can upgrade your guns in that kind of playlist that you play. Yes, and if there's a new gun, it'll come out in those game modes too, just like it does in Warzone, instead of just. Because when it comes out in multiplayer, it normally comes out in Warzone. Just imagine just one more Call of Duty multiplayer, one more Call of Duty for zombies, and then if they do want to come out with something every year, come out with a better campaign, something that's worth at least time in it. But they could still keep the store, the item shop, whatever you call it, because if they had it, if they still had the shop. They could still be making money, because all the crazy, imagine because all the zombie stuff would be put into zombies, like all the zombie operators and stuff. You could still probably buy it into the normal Call of Duty too. That's the thing. If you do buy it from here, it could transfer to that one or this or that if you was able to link it or somehow. I don't know. You just really have to make a COD account then, like you do on Fortnite. You have to make an Epic account. I just feel like it would actually, in my opinion, be better. I could be just stupid and not knowing, but I really just feel like it would really be a lot better.
Remember your training. Make us proud.
I will say though, this Call of Duty stuff be bouncing a little bit too much. Actually, I want to leave the game. Because imagine being able to, okay, I want to go in and I see zombies. Imagine the amount of playlist that there would be, because there'll be a shipment 24/7. It could go take every shipment map that there ever has been, talking about even from World War II to old very first shipment to a new shipment to Modern Warfare original shipment to even any special kinds of shipments that they've ever had, like for Christmas, Halloween, and stuff like that. Imagine like a soldier right here. I'd be able to personalize my certain soldier if I wanted to, like how this Call of Duty used to be. I got different faces and all kinds of stuff. Cards I don't think you could ever customize calling cards. I know emblems you could customize at one point. I don't know if any of my stuff's in there. No, none of my stuff's here anymore. But make your own emblem. Have clan tag, make clan tags whatever you want it to be. A combat record, this would be mine. Very sorry. I'm saying like my leaderboard. Heck, even emotes. Bring emotes back. I don't care. And one of the biggest things I would say, I kind of wish that they would bring back, would be headquarters. Just being able to go into headquarters, mess around with people. That was one of the biggest things that I loved about this game so much. Because I spent so much time in this area. I do know that they have a area, I think it's called, I really don't know what it's called anymore. It was an area kind of like this where you can go and just test your guns. The firing range, yeah, because I could go over here. I can just say, I want to do this. I can, and they can bring out something that you could test out the melee and stuff on. You commend players, have little game mode stuff in here. Because I remember trying to get over here and we'd jump up and then just try to get this ball. Hell, they even had a little theater. Remember trying to get up on top of that, jumping on that. Like, imagine now if they actually add it because of like mounting. They have grappling. They have so much other kinds of wild things. Don't look like they have the ball up here anymore, but still, imagine just being able to have it all in one spot instead of continuously having it in different spots where you're not sure that you're even going to be able to keep using the same stuff over and over again anymore. You sat there and did all this grinding, and then at the by the end of the next year, for what though? Yeah, I know a lot of people didn't like this supply drop, but the way they did the supply drops in this game was so cool. The way you prestiged as well.
Well done, soldier. Mountain Division brings death from a distance.
Soon enough, it'll be time for another promotion.
I even had an area over here that you can just 1v1 somebody, like say, hey, 1v1 me right quick. I got you, fam. Like, you want a 1v1, you want a 1v1, alright. Instead of having to go make a private lobby and all this and that. A section down here for zombies. They just had so much more in this game, I feel like. I don't know. Like, heck, I can make my own or if you get to know the map good enough. I like the fact that it gave me the option if I wanted to or not. I can call it there. If I wanted to, I can just call it there. I ain't gotta keep going. I do gotta start this over though. Yeah, because this is where I came up with my first logo. And actually, that's where I came up with the BS right there too. There's so many of these. It's wild. I can't even back out now. I gotta sit here and wait. Only 5 more to go. It's like, look, all this stuff. Like, that's wild just to see all this stuff you can make. Like, and if you take your time, you can just make it perfect. Like, you know this took some time. That's just crazy to me to see all this stuff that could have been, that was made. I'm saying, why did it make a different noise? That's cool. Okay, never mind. Now, there are certain things that can be made that should not be made. But that I can see why they decide not to want you to do this anymore. But at the same time, it would just be so cool to be able to do this kind of stuff again. Like right here, it looked like there was something that could have been opened up right here at one point. And the fact that you can see your character in third person as well instead of first person, some of the coolest shit. Like, I kind of wish that there was more game modes like this as well, because like it'd make you want to like actually buy more operators and stuff. I don't know, this was a good trip down memory lane, honestly. But I want to say thank y'all for watching, and do what you gotta do when you really want to do it. Have fun with your life when you can. And I hope y'all enjoyed this video, whatever you're watching this on, and talk to you later.